Hi, Judy from Witchpeace Craft. Welcome to the 15th of January, and it is time for Book Buddy AU, our second book of the month. So we'll review our first book, which was ta-da, Wombat Stew, a book gifted to us by the lovely Cairns, and here's a giveaway. Wombat Stew seemed to be a really big hit. A lot of the Aussie girls went out and bought a book. They thought it was great. About 5 people mentioned the word stew in their comments, so they'll go into the prize draw. Look, there was a little bit of concern about stewing up a wombat, but the end of the book is what it is all the animals tell the wombat what to put in the stew before he puts the wombat in. And when he's ready to put the wombat in, they say, no, taste the broth, taste it. Make sure it's okay. And he tastes it and goes, I've been poisoned. And he rushes off to the bush. And the wombat gets to live another day. So it is quite funny. And the kids do love it. It is not a nightmare of a book. I don't think it'll give a child nightmares. And there you go. Wombat Stew. For me, my project was, a platypus. The platypus tells the dingo to put mud in his stew. This is a pattern by Teresa's Crochet Shop. It's available on Etsy. It's a paid for pattern. I've had it for a while. If I was to make it again, I would try, because they do, I would try and get the bill to come in a bit more there, just by doing a couple of decreases. What I did do is I was using Zaddy Craft yarn, and the bill is supposed to be black, and he has little black ends on his feet, but his tail should be brown, and I ran out of the Zaddy Craft yarn. This one has a few color flaws in it, both sides. It's really funny. But yes, so I decided I'd just give him a black tail. He looks fine. I gave him artificial eyes because I think he's quite a cuddly toy for someone young. And yes, market prep. I will sell him on my market stall. So there you go. Book Buddies AU can help you with your market prep. I got 5 photos from subscribers and fellow podcasters, and a little video from one that's just absolutely awesome. And because I've been really busy, I'm busy now, and I will be busy till the end of the month. I've decided I'll do a slideshow at the end of each month. I'll do the 2 books and the pictures I get. But I did get quite a few posted in the Facebook group. So make sure, if you want to join the Facebook group, it is a private group. We just post a few things in there now and again. I think there's only about 170 members. But it is useful for this sort of thing. Hope M posted her picture of her 2 wombats in the group. Barbara L did an amazing book bag, all posted on the Facebook group. Christine B did a square with a frog applique, which looks absolutely great. And they posted on the Facebook group. Then there was Coco's Crochet gummy worms. Litza made gummy worms. And they were entered by Coco's Crochet. I've made those gummy worms. It is the Celestial Homebody. I'll put a link to the gummy worm tutorial. Awesome, so quick and easy, and a great market make. And J Hook Crocheted, Reggie did a dingo bookmark. Reggie has a YouTube channel. She's been missing for a while, but she's back with us, so make sure you check out her channel, along with Coco's Crochet. Check out the channels, because I'm pretty sure Litza shows the gummy worms on her channel. The video came from Thea, who absolutely blows me away when I see what she does in make-alongs. She did like a cooking pot, and she added the things that the animals said, so like feathers and mud, and that she crocheted up. I'm hoping I can get that to work on my channel. It's when you try to marry 2 different types of video editing software, they sometimes don't work. But all of those pictures will be in the slideshow at the end of the month. Now, the winner of the book, I'll announce it at the end after we discuss book 2. So what is book 2? Well, something a little different. I decided we'd go with Costa's Garden Flowers. Now, I'll tell you a bit about Costa. He's the actual Costa guy. Costa Georgiadis is a landscape architect, an environmentalist, and a television presenter. He has worked on Gardening Australia as a television presenter since as long as I can remember. I've been watching him. I really enjoy the show. He has a alter ego, Costa the Garden Gnome on Dirt Girl, and this is what the book is based on. Costa the Garden Gnome, his garden with flowers. Now, it's the first it was launched in late 2024. So Costa's the author, illustrated by Brenna Quinlan, and it's the first in a series of 4 books that's trying to foster the love of nature in the world, or the natural world. Nature and the natural world. It's a vibrant picture book, uses Costa's Garden to teach young readers, age 4 and up, about flowers, nature's superpowers, and the joy of exploring the outdoors, encouraging them to discover the world through nature goggles. There's his nature goggles. So yeah, the theme is discovering, the joy, attracting pollinators, providing food, and the importance of flowers in the garden and beyond. It's a very educational read, and it's inspiring children to get hands-on in the garden or the outdoors. It's available on Amazon AU, Australia, and department stores and bookstores online. It averages between $16 to $18 in price, Australian currency. So as you can see from the cover, there is lots of colours to inspire your project, and the colours you might find in a garden or a park. You could make market bags, book bags, hats, bucket hats, beanies. Crystal at Bag O' Day has lots of tutorials for bucket hats and beanies, and you could choose colours and make one of those. There's an inspiration for you. You could make a garden gnome, a little gnome, and dress him up like he's been in the garden or he's holding flowers. And Nova at Gnome Creations, she has lots of tutorials on how to make a gnome, even for beginners. So I'll put her in the description below so you can check out her garden gnomes. And in the book, there are lots of bugs and critters to look up, like caterpillars, butterflies, spiders, worms, lizards, beetles, etc., which would make great bookmarks. So for the flowers, you could do scrunchy flowering headwear, headbands, scrunchies. You could do brooches, like a flower brooch. I've just made a couple of those. You could do an amigurumi pot plant or flower as a gift for Mother's Day, because it won't die. But anyway, we'll have a look through the book. It's really beautifully illustrated, and it's so full of information. So here's the kids in the garden, all wearing their nature goggles, which sort of magnifies the garden to them. And you've got a ladybug, you've got a snail, I think that is, spider, and they're all looking at the big flowers, and he tells them about the flowers. Then they could go out in the garden at night and have a look, because you'll get like sugar gliders and bats, we do. And there are lots of critters that just come out at night, and there are birds and things that only feed at night. But that's quite colourful. And then there's the discussion about what is a flower, the petals, the stamen, that sort of thing. And here, this is a garden gnome that hides in your garden. I've got a few gnomes. I should take a picture of them. Look at the sunflowers. Aren't they beautiful? You could do sunflowers. Sunflowers are always popular. Look at that one. So it's full of flowers and colours and inspiration. You could do a cactus pot plant. There's plenty of YouTube tutorials for cactus pot plants. And you know how it tells kids how they can use flowers as ceremonies, sunflowers and petals you can actually cook with that aren't poisonous, herbs that you can cook with, that sort of thing. And I guess the book ends with, like, you can grow seeds, but the book ends with heart, head, hands in the garden. It's really a good book. It's hard to describe. There is a lot of reading in it, so it would make a great nighttime story about different things you can look in the garden. Now, if you're homeschooling, there's lots of stuff you could do. For example, when my kids were little at school, I don't know if they still do it, but they had to put like a really thick blotting paper in a jar, and they used beans, like lima beans, and they put 3 around the jar. The blotting paper was kept wet, and they had to diarise when it started to shoot, how long it took to grow past the top of the jar, all that sort of thing. And that's a great little project if it's too cold to get outside, or the garden's buried in snow in the northern hemisphere. But it is fun, and it's fun to go to the park. I can remember when Reeves was little, I think 2 days running, I took him for a walk to the park in the stroller because he wasn't really up to walking the distance. And both days I saw a grass snake slithering away. So yeah, it is interesting to get out there for kids. You can also, like my plant that I bought at the market, the little bottom plant pot, grow them in water. That plant, when I bought that, was just a cutting, and now it's got roots on it. And hopefully I'll take a photo of my cuttings of my orchids that are just ready to go out into the big wide world. They can no longer stay in that jar. They have gone crazy lately. And you can see how easy it is to grow something in water and keep it in water. And that's really a good little project for kids at home, especially when they can't get out and about. You know, they can get up and see whether it's grown any roots, if it's got any bigger, how much sunlight it got, that sort of thing. It's a good way to keep a little diary. So that's a really good project. If you do that with your kids, send me a picture they've drawn, or send me some notes they've made, just because it's something different. We can crochet and we can knit and we can sew, but sometimes it's nice to see something a little different. So guys, there's lots you can make. You can still make plushies, like you can make plushy bugs, worms, flowers, all sorts of things. So if you're prepping for a market, it's still an ideal project, this book, to find something you can prep and sell in your market stall. So as the Chinese proverb would say, a book is like a garden carried in your pocket. And this is a garden in your pocket. Well, you'd have to have a pretty big pocket, but it's a great book. And I really do like him. I have met him. I have seen him dressed as Costa the Garden Gnome. I have a photo of him with my little friend Emma. I think I have a photo of him, the Dirt Girl, and Emma together. If I can find that, I'll put it at the end of this video, because it's just a joy of a person, and so much about the environment, about composting. The book also tells you about how gardens reflect the bigger world. I'm trying to find, there's one in here. My hands aren't working too well today. There've been a lot of keyboarding at work, has made my fingers a little stiff and hard to work with. Oh, I can't seem to find it now. It tells you how the garden affects the big wide world, even the oceans. And there is a photo somewhere in here of them going to the ocean and the beach and seeing a whale. But for the life of me, I can't turn pages today. My hands just do not want to work. Here we go. There he is. There they are at the ocean, learning how plants and the garden and the natural world affects the oceans and life in the ocean. So you could make a whale. That's a great plushie. Anyway, guys, I hope you've been enjoying the make along. I am having a ball. I love researching the books, reading the books, thinking of what I would make to go with them. I've already got one idea for this. I actually have a Costa, like his normal person character, not his garden gnome character, Dammit doll. I think I've showed it before. Billy the Crafty Floridian made it for me way back, probably 2019. And it sits in my office at work. So if I remember, I'll bring it home for when we discuss this on the 1st of February and talk about a new book. What do you think of Costa's Garden? Do you think it's a good book for kids? Do you think doing projects with the kids like growing beans or cutting in water is a good idea? Let me know in the comments below. I know I got a lot of great comments about Wombat Stew, and I was so surprised at how many people went out and bought it. So I won't be a minute, I'll just do the draw. I didn't do a number wheel. I put names in a jar and I left it outside for thing to draw, except I didn't videotape it. Just have to be on an honor system. The winner of Wombat Stew is Reggie at J Hook Crochet. Now, Reggie, I don't think I have your address and I don't think I can see it on your channel. So if you can email me and claim your prize, and I will organize mailing it to you. I know where you are, and I'm not sure how difficult it is to send mail there. I'll ask Reeves because he has a friend who lives there and he mails her stuff quite often. He got me to make her a pin cushion of an avocado because she's studying design and she wanted a pin cushion and she loves avocados, and he got me to make her one of those and he sent it. So I'll have to find out how difficult it was to post it, but it shouldn't be that difficult. It just may take a while to get to you. But please send me an email, claim your prize, and don't be scared about reading this book to your kids. Guys, I hope you have some crafting fun with Costa's Garden. Let me know what you make. Send some pictures. Join the Facebook group, all that sort of thing. Post it on Instagram with the hashtag BookBuddiesAU. Anyway, take care, stay safe, get out the garden and enjoy just some peace and quiet, and stop to smell the roses if you have them. Bye for now.